Annyeongbas, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel where we talk K-pop like fans. Not headlines. If you're new here, grab a seat. Because today's news is one of those moments where K-pop, global impact, and genuine meaning all collide in the best way possible. So let me ask you something before we even start. When you think of Stray Kids performing overseas, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? A sold-out arena? Insane fan chants? Viral fancams? Now imagine all of that energy being used not just for entertainment but for charity. That's exactly what's happening, and honestly, this news deserves more than just a quick headline read. Stray Kids are officially performing at a charity concert in France. Yes, France. They'll be appearing at the Yellow Coin Collection charity event held at La Défense Arena in Paris on the 22nd local time. And this isn't just any concert. This event is organized by the French hospital foundation known as the Yellow Coin Collection charity, and the main goal is to raise funds for hospitalization and youth support. Now, pause for a second. A K-pop boy group from Korea performing at a major European charity event focused on healthcare and youth welfare. That alone already says so much about how far Stray Kids have come, not just musically, but culturally and socially. What makes this even more special is that this isn't their first time. Stray Kids are returning to this charity event for the second time. Last year, they made history as the first K-pop boy group to perform on that stage in 2024, and according to reports, the response was huge. Loud chants, massive cheers, and an audience that was clearly not just there out of curiosity, but there because they genuinely connected with the group. And that right there is something I want to talk about. Stray Kids are no longer just a K-pop act invited overseas. They are becoming artists that international audiences actively anticipate. That's a very different level of recognition. This year, they're not just returning. They're sharing the stage with some truly massive global artists. We're talking about G-Dragon, Christina Aguilera, and A$AP Rocky. Let that lineup sink in for a moment. These are artists from completely different musical worlds, generations, and cultures, and Stray Kids are right there among them. In my opinion, this is one of the clearest signs yet that Stray Kids have crossed into a space that very few K-pop groups ever reach. This isn't about K-pop being trendy anymore. This is about Stray Kids being seen as global performers who belong on any stage, regardless of genre or country. And I want to ask you something honestly. Do you think the Western industry now sees Stray Kids as a K-pop group or simply as artists? Because personally, I feel like moments like this blur that line more than ever. Another detail I find really meaningful is the nature of the event itself. This isn't a brand-sponsored showcase or a commercial festival appearance. This is a charity concert, focused on helping hospitalized children and supporting youth. Stray Kids choosing to participate in this kind of event speaks volumes about their image and values. We all know Stray Kids' message has always revolved around identity, youth struggles, mental health, and finding your place in the world. So performing at an event that directly supports young people feels incredibly aligned with who they are as artists. It doesn't feel random. It feels intentional. And yes, some people might say, well, their company arranged it. Sure, companies play a role, but not every group gets invited back. Not every group leaves such an impression that organizers say, we want them again. That part is earned. Now let's talk about the global trajectory we're seeing here. Because this charity concert is just one stop in a much bigger picture. Recently, Stray Kids released a New Year's message video on social media. And if you watched closely, it wasn't subtle at all. They openly hinted at global activities and appearances at major music festivals around the world. And now, look at what's confirmed. After the charity concert in France, Stray Kids are set to headline the Governor's Ball Music Festival in New York and Rock in Rio in Brazil. This is huge, and I don't say that lightly. Governor's Ball is one of the most recognized music festivals in the United States. Rock in Rio is legendary not just in Brazil, but worldwide. These are not K-pop-focused festivals, these are global stages with diverse audiences, many of whom may be seeing Stray Kids for the very first time. So here's my personal take. I think 2026 is shaping up to be a defining year for Stray Kids' global legacy. Not just in terms of charts or sales, but in how they are positioned historically. When people look back and talk about K-pop acts that truly broke into the global festival circuit, Stray Kids will absolutely be part of that conversation. And here's where I want to bring you into this discussion. Do you think Stray Kids' self-produced music style helps them stand out more in these global spaces? Or do you think it makes it harder for casual listeners who are used to more mainstream sounds? I'm genuinely curious because I've seen arguments on both sides. One thing I personally admire is that Stray Kids never seem to dilute their identity to fit a stage. Whether they're performing in Seoul, Paris, New York, or Rio, they bring the same intensity. The same message, the same unapologetic energy, and that kind of consistency is rare. Another angle we should talk about is the symbolism of France itself. France has a deep connection to art, culture, and music history, performing at La Défense Arena, one of the largest venues in Europe for a cause tied to healthcare and youth. Positions Stray Kids in a space that goes beyond fandom culture. It places them within a broader cultural narrative. And yes, I know some people might say, but K-pop has been global for years. That's true. But global presence and global integration are not the same thing. Being invited to headline festivals and return to charity events alongside Western legends is a different level of integration. Now imagine being a young fan in France, maybe someone who doesn't even speak Korean fluently, watching Stray Kids perform live at a charity concert and realizing that music can connect people across languages and borders. That's powerful. That's the kind of impact that doesn't show up on charts but lasts much longer. I also want to touch on something that often gets overlooked. Charity events like this aren't just about the artists performing. They're about the attention they bring. Stray Kids' involvement means more global eyes on the cause, more awareness, and potentially more donations. That's real-world impact. So here's another question for you. Do you think idols should participate more in charity-focused global events, even if it means fewer commercial benefits? Or do you think their main role should always remain entertainment first? There's no right or wrong answer, and I'd love to read your thoughts. As a fan and a content creator, moments like this make me proud in a different way. Not just proud of achievements, but proud of representation. Stray Kids are representing K-pop, youth voices, and creative freedom on some of the biggest stages in the world, and the craziest part? It feels like they're just getting started. So as we look ahead to their performance in Paris, their headlining shows in New York and Brazil, and whatever other surprises they have planned this year, one thing is clear. Stray Kids are no longer chasing global recognition. They're shaping it. Before I wrap this up, I want to hear from you. Which upcoming Stray Kids performance are you most excited about? The charity concert in France, Governor's Ball in New York, or Rock in Rio in Brazil? And do you think this global festival run will change how non-K-pop fans see them? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them all, and honestly, the discussions here are one of the best parts of this channel. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more conversations like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with another stay who needs to hear it. This has been Youngbuzz, and I'll see you in the next one.